I'm standing at Church Point Wharf in Pittwater on the northern beaches of Sydney. Once upon a time, a sprightly ferry named Curlew used to dock here. On my right, we have Scotland Island. The residents of Scotland Island used to depend on Curlew to get to the mainland. She has almost 90 years of consistent service under her belt, a record not bettered by any ferry in the history of Australia. She was built in 1922 by Percy Duncan for the Long Jetty Ferry Service and belongs to a group of boats known as well-deckers. During the early days of the 20th century, this particular type of ferry could be seen working along every waterway, whether it was delivering passengers to their destination or supplies to areas not accessible by road. Curlew's history is a proud one, although her journey over those 90 years of service wasn't always smooth sailing. She was sold several times across different waterways, including Woy Woy, followed by the Hawkesbury, and then on to Pittwater. She was also renamed several times, from Varuna to Gloria II, and then back to Curlew. But time has taken its toll on this once sprightly ferry, and sadly she has sunk. When our solutioneers heard of Curlew's plight, they immediately sprang into action and only had a limited amount of time to raise her from the bottom from where she had sunk at her mooring in Gosford. Curlew is the last full-size, well-decked ferry in New South Wales, possibly even Australia. A piece of history our solutioneers don't want to see disappear. So, will this old girl have a happy ending? Let's go find out from one of our solutioneers, Harry. Hi, Harry.
Hi, Tara. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I could be better.
So, Curlew, tell me, what was she like when you found her?
Oh, Curlew. It's such a sad story, really. She was in terrible state. She was sunk and she was in the bottom of the sea for about 6 months when we found her. But unfortunately, we didn't have enough time when they told us about her. It was just another day before they would just take her for scrap. So no, it wasn't a very good sight when we first saw her. You know, that proud boat that she was around here for 90 years. To just see it in that state, it was very sad for me.
And what was the process of raising her from the bottom?
Well, it was very difficult because, you know, if we had to get someone to do it for us, it would have cost us probably $15,000, which we couldn't afford.
Wow.
So what we did it ourselves, and we just used a little bit of solutioneers' ideas to get it done. You know, we just basically used truck tubes.
Really?
Yeah, we just bought a lot of truck tubes. We pump them up with air inside the hull, and that helped just come out a little bit on the surface.
How important is it for you, Harry, to see Curlew back to her former glory?
Look, I think that we don't pay a lot of attention to our maritime heritage here in Australia, which is very sad. Anything to do with our heritage in building or anything else, cars or anything, yes, we do. But when it comes to boats, we don't care. And it's very sad that we are in a situation where we have the longest serving ferry in Australia, and we were told by the government body, that she has to be cut up and gone to the tip. It's a very historic ferry. We have to get around this ferry and try to do something about it. Not just put the knife on our throat and say, hey, do it, or else. It's not right. It's not right. I come also from an island before I migrated to Australia, and to me it's so important that we just look after our maritime heritage, and Curlew is very important for our history. And I have to do my best to try to save her, even if I have to do it on my own.
What happened that day, Australia Day, when you rescued her?
Well, that day, it was, I don't know how to say it, it was a very sad day really, because it just didn't work. Our plan didn't work very well. We had 4 pumps that day, and we just basically wanted to pump the water out on a low tide, and we thought it was going to work, but unfortunately we had a lot of problems. And the problems were basically because of the electricity that we're using from the particular wharf that we were in. But I think it's better if we have a look at the story and you see what happened.
Harry, mate, it's Australia Day. It's not working, mate. Just leave it. Like, what do you want us to do? I've got a family, you know, it's Australia Day, I'm going home. All right, I'll give us a call later, see ya.
Well, fortunately it hasn't worked out. The guys just worked out on me. We had 4 pumps, and we were ready to do it. And these pumps were working a week ago. These pumps were working 1 week ago. We tried them again yesterday, were working. And today, the critical day, Australia Day, here we are. Tomorrow is the deadline and they're coming to pick it up, and she's gone once and for all. And today the 3 pumps didn't work. Only got 1 pump, which is not going to do anything. 4 pumps, all failed. We just tried them one at a time, and we just keep, the fuses just keep dropping. We just kept losing power all the time. And now it's too late. Everybody's gone home, it's Australia Day, and we're just still sitting here waiting for Curlew to come up, but I don't think she's going to do it. I think that 1 pump is not going to be enough to pump all the water out before the high tide comes in, and this is the last of the high tides, so that's it. I think the old lady decided that she doesn't want to live. Doesn't want to do it. Hang on. I think I got a good idea. Now this is going to be very difficult because I'm here on my own. I'm going to try to put some planks all around where the holes are. When the high tide comes up, it could be that we might just be lucky, maybe. Hopefully that will just give us enough time for the water to come out of the inside the boat, and hopefully that will just make it float. I don't think so, but I just have to try. It's very difficult because I'm here on my own and it's not easy. I have to hold on to it and hold the nails and hammer everything in, and it's very hard. Okay, now there's a very big gap in here, which is basically the captain's door. You can see down there. What I might try to do is try to just put some cotton rags in there, and this way it will probably just stop some of the leaking into the boat. And that's what I have to try to do all around. Unfortunately, we do have some broken glasses in some places, so it is a big job, but I just got to try to do it. This is one of the last bits here for the door. I'm going to come back to it later on, and I'm going to try to put some on the sides, but for now at least we stop some of the water coming up that way. I think that that level there, it should just be enough, according to my calculations, to get this boat afloat even when the high tide comes in. The big problem is this big door here, because now the high tide is coming in. I only got about 10-15 minutes, and I really need to cover this area here. I got one big piece of plywood over there. I'm going to try to do that, and hopefully Within about 15 or 20 minutes, when the high tide is coming in, the water will stop going in. One pump, only one pump is left. One pump is working, and hopefully that would just make it float. Well, hopefully this is the last of the plywood that I have to put on. I have done it all around. Everywhere we had some broken windows, I've done it. There's another door on the other side that didn't have anything there. I've done that as well. I've done the one at the back. Everything is done except for this one here. This is the last one. And hopefully this will just do it. Now look at this. I ran out of nails and I found some copper nails, and they were the original, probably, I don't know, but that's the kind of nails that they used to make this boat 100 years, nearly 100 years ago. And if this doesn't work tonight, this is the last night for Curlew. So this one here, I hope it's not the last nail in her coffin. I've done what I could for tonight. This is the last chance that Curlew has to survive. If this doesn't work, tomorrow morning the crane is coming to pick it up to go to the tip. I still hope that what I've done is enough to get her afloat. The high tide is coming in now. It's just a matter of hours now, we'll know what happened. Nothing much more I can do. We'll see in the morning. One thing is for sure, if it does work, Curlew owes me a cert. Today is D-Day for Curlew. In a few seconds, I will know if she made it. I left her overnight last night, and I just waited all night, coming back now to see if she decided to float again and live for another 100 years. I really hope that she's up. Let's have a look. This is it. We've done it. Oh my God, look. I got goosebumps. I don't believe it. She's there. She's up. You little beauty. Look at her. Isn't she beautiful? I better ring up the maritime. Quick, smart. Where's the number? Ah, there it is. Yep. Hello. Hello, yes, this is Harry. This is Harry with the Curlew. Just trying to tell you the bad news. Yeah, the bad news for you. Actually, you don't have to send the cranes and the barges and the trucks and the cranes to pick her up. No, mate, she's floating again. I've done it, mate. Yeah, can you believe it? Yeah, she's up. Yeah, now we're just gonna work on some sort of way to get her out of the water and fix her up again. Well, thank you again for your help. You've been magnificent, like always. All right? No worries. Okay. See you later. Thank you. It's an incredible story and the best Australian day of my life. But you know what? There's a lot of work to be done in there now. There's holes everywhere. It's leaking from everywhere. Lots of wounds there to be fixed, and I have to get into it very, very quickly and start fixing those holes before the last of the pumps just give up on us again. So yeah, sorry, I gotta go to change and start working. So we're now inside the Curlew. You can see the mess. Once the boat goes down, the mess is just incredible. There's a lot of work now to get this boat fixed up. There's holes everywhere. The boat is leaking all over the place. We're gonna have to fix all the leaks. We'll just use some cotton material for now and a screwdriver, and then we just get it out into the solid ground. But for now, what we're doing is we just put a small bilge pump inside all the holes so we can empty all the water out. And then now we're gonna try to get all the holes fixed up. I've got a few holes fixed up over there. Now we've got another one over here. And this is not too bad actually. It's only a very small one. But you can see it over here. Again, I just use some cotton. Okay, this is the last one of the holes. It will do for now. It's not leaking, but you can't leave it for too long. They can't put us in a lot of pressure when it comes to historic gems like the Curlew. We have to save our maritime heritage. And of course the next problem is how we're going to get it out of there and into dry land so we can work on her. And I think I did find the solution over here. Yes, this is going to work quite well. Let me have a look at it. This is it. This is an old slipway. It looks like it actually goes quite far into the water. So it's just a matter of making a cradle for the Curlew, and then we could probably just put a winch, but hang on, what's under there? There it is. There's a solution. There's a winch in here which we can fix. The motor's probably gone, it's a very old one, but we could probably fix the motor, just get another motor and get it fixed. I think Curlew's life is changing rapidly. Look what we found. These are the wheels that they, like train wheels in a way, that they're gonna go on that slipway, and on top of this we're gonna build the cradle, and that's how we're gonna get Curlew out of the water. This is not for weightlifting, it's for Curlew lifting. I don't believe it. Let's see if it fits. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Oh! I'm here at Palm Beach, and the reason I'm here is because it seems that we do have a problem with the slipway that we have up there in East Gosford. Apparently, we've been told by the experts that the slipway is too small and the Curlew is too heavy and too long, and it won't work. So basically what we've done, we contacted Ian from Palm Beach Slipways, and he's also a shipwright, and he went and inspected the Curlew last weekend. And now I'm here at his slipway here in Palm Beach, at beautiful Palm Beach, on a beautiful winter day. And basically I'm gonna find out what does he think after he had inspected the Curlew last weekend. Let's have a look and see what he has to say.
I work for Mackenzie Marine. On Saturday I went and inspected the Curlew. It was in a sorry state when I saw her. I could see the amount of work above deck. I'm concerned about the state of the hull, but the saving grace for these old girls is usually the quality of the build and the materials that they use. As long as the structural members on that boat haven't been too beaten up or rotten from fresh water or anything like that, she should be able to be brought back to life. There's no reason, just because it's been down a couple of times, that that's the end of the Curlew. Just looking at the scope of work that needs to be done, and the cost of waterfront rent, I suggest that we take it inland and put it in a paddock or a shed. Shed would be preferable just because it's out of the weather. I think we'll need to think about refastening at least under the water or all of it, and then rake all the corking out and recork the whole lot. That'll be the birthday I think the Curlew is going to need. Well, this one's been out for 6 months, so you can see this one here. You can basically see all these planks. When she came out, she was fair and you couldn't see any of her planks. You can see that one's gone, that one's gone, that one's gone. That's how much she's opened up in 6 months. This one's a bit different because this one's got glued seams. So on a traditionally carvel planked boat such as the Curlew, you'll have about a 5mm gap or something about that, 1/4 inch gap like that. And that's where you'd put your oakum and then linseed putty over the top of the oakum. This one's a bit different because of its glued seams. But she's opened right up, and that'll sink this boat. She can't go back in the water until we've splined this boat. Look, I'm a firm believer in the longevity of timber boats. I think if they're built right and maintained properly, they should go for hundreds of years. There's many centurions around the place that one in particular I can think of has never had a full refit. It's just had proper maintenance its whole 100 years. If a timber boat of 1920s or 30s was built to last, I think there's no problems with going 100 years.
So what's the next step, Harry? How are you going to restore Curlew?
Well, it's not easy. It's not going to be easy. I mean, the main thing is that we just got a floating, and that's the main thing. We are going to talk to some experts of, for example, one person that would like to get involved in this is Bill Barricotta. Bill was, he made his first boat in 1963, which was amazing. And he started the Maritime brand, and he started the Riviera after that, and now he's got Maritimo. And actually, I'm going to visit him up in the Gold Coast in a boat show, and I'm hoping that I can convince him to come around and give us his advice on how to do it. There's a lot of people that they want to volunteer. There's a lot of interest in actually some people want to even just put some money to it, which is incredible because everybody loved that boat. We're gonna try to talk to Bill and see what is gonna happen there. I think that he'll be very interested because he loves his boats. I think he is the very important figure in Australia. I called him the Mr. Boat Australia. I mean, if in every marina, probably 20 or 30% of the boats you see are his boats. So hopefully I can convince him to help us with this one here. Just need his advice. He's an expert. He can tell us that we can do it. So I'm going to the Gold Coast to meet him, so wish me luck.
Good luck. And for Curlew.
Of course, yes. More important, the Curlew. Our next stop to our mission to save the Curlew brings us here in the beautiful Sanctuary Cove and at the Sanctuary Cove Boat Show. There's beautiful, amazing boats around here everywhere, but of course, new generation boats, nothing like the Curlew. But we're here because of the Curlew, and we're gonna meet someone special here at the Sanctuary Cove that had to do a lot with the Curlew. Let's go and meet up.